Sure. There are some classic, factory ramp aspects of what's going on in Lathrop. We actually had two phases of the capex there. We phased some of the general assembly parts of the facility, but in addition, we also have ramps with our suppliers that we are following. So both on the cell side and on the power electronic side, and we will see that unlock in the latter half of this year with both of those inputs. So the overall facility was phased, with the second phase of capex coming online towards the end of this year.
Okay, great. And then I guess my second question is on your ability to serve other markets out of Shanghai. Obviously, the facility in Berlin should be opening up your ability to, I guess, allocate more vehicles to Southeast Asia, Australia, other areas. I'm just wondering what other regions you think you're maybe not yet serving effectively. What are your timelines for addressing some of those gaps in your regional exposure? Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good question, because there are still many parts of the world that we do not yet serve, with respect to vehicles especially. So we do expect to open up new markets around the world. And while those markets are not necessarily individually gigantic, they do add up to, if you add up a whole bunch of markets, they do collectively sum up to something significant. So it's high time that Tesla offered its cars to the rest of the world, and that is something that we intend to do.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's go to the next analyst, George from Canaccord. Go ahead and unmute.
Hi, thanks for taking my question. I was wondering first if you could discuss your FSD take rates and whether you've seen any significant positive or negative change there. And also, given that you've reduced the prices for your vehicles, do you think you need to do that for FSD as well? Thanks.
Well, I'll decline to answer the details on the FSD take rate, but it's a tricky pricing question, because the value of a car that is autonomous is enormous. So in a way, the price right now is an option value on an autonomous vehicle, and that value is that will ultimately be very, very significant. And it's really yeah. I mean, for those that are using the FSD beta, I think you can see the improvements are really quite dramatic. There'll be a little bit of 2 steps forward, 1 step back between releases, and for those trying the beta. But the trend is very clearly towards full self-driving, towards full autonomy. And I hesitate to say this, but I think we'll do it this year. So that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe on the dramatic change we've seen in EV-related commodity prices, do you think that's a reflection of any recent overcapacity in mining and refining, or is that sort of a coincident indicator on global EV demand? And how do you expect those prices to kind of track over the next several quarters? Thank you.
Man, I wish I had a crystal ball to answer your question. I don't know if we can provide a question that would that would have any value, really. I think we're in uncertain times, and if somebody's got a crystal ball they can lend me, I'd really like to borrow it. But these are uncertain times. My guess is it's economic stormy weather for about a year or so, and then if we'll call it roughly 12 months, and then this is just my guess. It's just pure speculation. Stormy weather for about 12 months, and then provided there are no major geopolitical wild cards that show up, things start getting sunny around spring next year.
The only thing I would say on the EV materials markets, they're not all super liquid, and some of them, for example, less than single-digit percentage of the market is actually traded on the spot market. And not only are they not super liquid, there's not like storage isn't particularly facile for all of the materials. So like small mismatches in supply and demand drive like large price swings, not really real price swings, but just like temporarily large price swings. So it's hard to read into those price swings. I don't know, Karn, if you want to add anything.
Well, but this is Karn, by the way. We are seeing, as Elon mentioned, quite a bit of softening in the lithium carbonate market. This was, 6 months ago, we were trading at like $85,000 a ton, and today's spot price is about 26. So there's been a dramatic decrease in that. Of course, we were able to take advantage of low lithium pricing earlier on with fixed price contracts, and we find that this is going to be another opportune moment to basically extend that into the later half of the decade. But we at the quantities we're procuring, we're not as impacted by the spot market because we have those contracts in place, and we're just going to be going and doing more of that. The other thing that's happening is because of the price spike, a lot of the companies that are in this business are becoming more ambitious about finding more upstream resources and exploring locations in Africa as well as South America. So that's also helping the macro situation with pricing.
Yeah.
But just on the lithium front, to reemphasize the choke point is much more on refining capacity than it is on mining. Lithium is actually is very common throughout the world, including in the U.S. and really never. It's just a very common element on Earth is lithium. So it's much more a question of where's the refining capacity, and can the refining capacity keep up? That's really what matters more than where is the lithium ore. It's everywhere basically. I think that same question also extends to refining of the cathode, and to some degree refining of the anode. And this is why we've at Tesla we're building our lithium refinery capability at Corpus Christi, and our cathode refinery outside Austin. It's worth noting. Like I hope other companies do the same thing. We'll have by far the most lithium refining capability and the most cathode refining capability in North America. I think probably more than everyone else combined, by a lot. So can other people please do this work? That would be great. We're begging you. We don't want to do it. Can someone please, like, instead of making a picture sharing app, please refine lithium, mining and refining, heavy industry. Come on.
It's fun. It's actually fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's real.
You have a customer. We're here, ready to buy.
Yeah, that's right.
I just want to emphasize, Tesla's not doing this because we want to do it. We have a lot of fish to fry, obviously, but we're doing it because others aren't doing it, and we wish others would do it.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Let's go to Emmanuel Rosner from Deutsche Bank.